Hello and welcome to the Reseller Resource. Today we'll be going through how to list your products on Amazon. So say you've bought something, you think it's going to be profitable and you want to get that sent into Amazon, listed and ready for sale. The first thing you'll need to do will actually be to list it. If you've watched one of our older videos, you'll see that we did a bit of an introduction to sourcing using a Ryobi lawnmower spool. So we'll go through that and just take the product journey with that one. So effectively, when you've got the product in your hand, you'll then be ready to list it on Amazon. So you should have the ASIN, which is the Amazon Standard Identifier Number. That's a code that begins with a B, and it's effectively a unique identifier for every product on Amazon instead of going off the title or something like that. So you should have the ASIN, which you can get from SellerAmp. So in the case of the Ryobi spool, it is this one that I've just pasted into the box there. All you need to do is click Add Products when you've logged into Amazon, then paste the ASIN into the find box and click submit. What you'll see is that item that we spoke about comes up there, and then you have the options for it. So you select a condition. You can either sell it as new or used. Obviously the stuff we sell is new, so you'd select new and then click sell this product. What that does is that will load a lot of options for you, which will seem very, very daunting at first. But we'll go through and we'll explain them all one by one. So what we'll do is we'll click on the required column on the left hand side just to see what it is you need to fill in there to actually be able to send it into Amazon. So you can see here the things that are required according to Amazon at this moment are the quantity, price, and the offer type, so whether it's new or used, and the fulfillment channel. So the first thing we'll do here is look at the fulfillment channel. So you have two options here, which is I will ship the item myself, which is merchant fulfilled, which you may hear as the acronym FBM, so fulfilled by merchant. Or the second one, which is Amazon will dispatch and provide customer service, fulfilled by Amazon. That's FBA. That's what we want to do here. So effectively, we're going to be sending our stock in a big box to Amazon, and then they're going to deal with shipping it out to the customer, handling returns, anything like that. Customer service, everything like that is included. So we'll choose that option. And you can see as soon as I've chosen that, the quantity has disappeared. You don't need to fill in the quantity until you ship the box to Amazon, because obviously they deal with how many that you've got active on your listing at any one time. It's not something that you need to keep on track of effectively. So after you've selected that, you've got two options left to fill in: the price and the offer type. Obviously the offer type here is new. We're selling a new product. It's going to be new. So it's just the price. We spoke about in our last video, and what I recommend here is for you to look at SellerAmp to work out the price that you'd be happy with selling the item for. This one in particular, in our introduction to sourcing video, we said we'd be happy with £11.49 there. So all you'd need to put in there is £11.49, and that's how much we will be selling the item for. There are a couple more as well options that you have. If we go to all attributes on the left hand side, there are a huge amount of things that we can fill in here. So one of them is maximum order quantity. That's what I'd suggest you also fill in. If you maybe put 2 or something like that, just have a think on what the normal person would buy. You're not going to be buying 200 of them or something like that. What that means is if you accidentally price your products at a certain, like, way too low, if you put a wrong full stop somewhere and sold them for £1.14 or something like that, people could only buy 2 at a time. So you should be able to pick it up and rectify that mistake before you sell too many, basically. But effectively what that is that's a bit of a safety net for you, stopping people from buying all of your stock in one transaction. The other thing up at the top, I would recommend that you start using this, it's called a contribution SKU. So if you leave that blank, Amazon will just assign a random identifier code to every product you sell, basically. So it'll be like A7B4C6 or something like that. Just a random code. It will mean nothing to you, and it won't be of any use at all. What we would recommend is that you start getting into the habit of setting a custom SKU code, which is something that will show in your Amazon listing page. So when you go onto your Amazon inventory page, it will show them all. We'd recommend using something, for example, that you can then refer back to at a later time. The way I work is I like to put the retailer first, so you can see in my save data there, you can see previous ones. So I'd put the data first, how much we got it for, so we bought the item for £4.50, and then something like a little description of what it is, so you can see what it is at some point. So that would be RAC124 spool or something like that. This way, if you ever need to refer back to the item, instead of just seeing a random description and then a random set of letters and numbers, you can see that you bought it from Ryobi for £4.50. You could even put the date in there as September 24 or something like that, just to say that's when you bought it. That way, like I say, you can refer back to it, you know exactly how much you paid for it, when you bought it, and where you bought it from. It's going to be very, very useful to know to go back and keep seeing if things are on sale if you want to buy more of them going forwards. And effectively, that's it. There's a lot of information here. Like I say, most of it is the standard information that's on the listing. You don't need to really update it. The only real things you need are what's in required, so whether it's Amazon or merchant fulfilled, whether it's new, the price, and also, like I say, whether you put a custom SKU on it as well. You can go, if you scroll down, you can see you can list it in other countries as well. We go over that in another video as well for you, but you really only want to be starting in the UK. And then you just need to click Save and Finish. What that will do is that will create the listing on Amazon for you. That takes a little bit of time, obviously, because it's writing the data to your Amazon Seller Central account. What that will do, if you just let that load, is, as I say, it will take a little bit of time, but then when it comes in, it'll ask you to list it as FBA. All you need to click is List as FBA and Send to Amazon, and then it will come up with the Send to Amazon page. At this point, if you click on Prep and Labeling Details Needed, you can see there's a little exclamation mark next to that, so there's some stuff that needs to be done there. If you select the prep category for it, almost everything is no prep needed, but you can click Need Help at the top there, and it will tell you exactly what category yours is likely to be. You can see that it's pretty obvious which yours would be in this case. Small is for things that are absolutely tiny, like coins or things like that, so most of the time it's no prep needed. If you select Save, then what it gives you the option is to print your own labels, and these will print out on a little label printer, or you can use a manufacturer barcode instead. Now that will use the actual manufacturer barcode that comes on the item itself instead of labeling it yourself. Again, this isn't something we'd recommend. We'd recommend you use your own labels. Effectively, if you use a manufacturer barcode, all of your stock gets what's known as commingled together. It all gets added together in Amazon's warehouse. So you might end up selling an item that somebody else has sent into Amazon on the manufacturer barcode. So you don't have any clue what condition it's sent into Amazon in. If you use your own labels, you are 100% only selling the stock that you have sold into Amazon. So you've sent into Amazon, sorry. So effectively the stock you send in is the stock that gets sold. So you can keep much, much better track of the condition that the items that you're selling are sent in. So we'd definitely always recommend that. So you can then print your labels and then get ready to put them in the boxes. And that's effectively how you create a listing on Amazon. Hopefully this video was useful and of interest to you. Remember, our Discord link is in the description, and this has been the Reseller Resource.